Hello everyone, welcome to the Stealing Insight YouTube channel. Now the last question that was given before we went on conclusion of the previous class was this. Now we have been told that square root of a equals to 4. Now in order to get a, you can square both sides to get the value of a. Then we can conclude that a equals to 16. We've arrived at 16 with this. Now if the square of b equals to 4, you can find the root of both sides, then b equals to 2, right? So ab will now be equals to 16 times 2, and the answer is 32. So with this, is very straightforward. Square root of a, you square both sides in order for you to have a to the 16. Then the square, b square equals to 4, then the square root of these two. This is square of this, and this is square root of this to give you 2, and when you multiply out to get your answer. So the question for today goes thus, that we're having 6x then to the power of x squared plus 7x plus 12 equals to 1. Now, the question says find all the values of x, meaning x is not going to give us just one answer, but it's going to give us answers. So find all the values of x. That's what this question is saying. Now, in order to get all the values of x, the first thing you need to be at the back of your mind is that this one actually gives us an hint that something is going on here. We need to make sure we're having a base of this figure before we can be able to solve for this question. And as I said in the last class, that anything raised to power 0 is 1. As I said, YouTube raised to power 0 is 1. So what this means is that we can write this question in this manner: equal to 6 minus x raised to power 0. So what we are saying in essence is that this question then is saying 6 raised to power 0. I just want this 0 to appear in my solution. So now that we already have the base to be 6 minus x, we can now equate the power, the exponentials. X squared plus 7x plus 12 now equals to 0. So at this point, we've gotten a quadratic equation. To solve this quadratic equation, I'll just go ahead to use the method that is here, that we are looking for the product of 12x squared and the sum of 7x. Now, what are the two numbers that will actually give us 7 and this? The first thing to do is to consider 12 and 1. 12 and 1 will not give us the result we want here. The next thing to be considered after 12 and 1 is actually 6 and 2. 6 and 2 will not give us 7. After that is 3 and 4. 4 times 3, 12. 4 plus 3, 7. So it means the values we're going to be using here is 4x and 3x. Right? So we can expand the 7x now to become x squared plus 4x plus 3x plus 12 equals to 0. By the time we merge these two, in order to look for the common factor there, x, we are going to be having x plus 4, then plus 3, then we are having x plus 4. When we factorize out each of this number, equals to 0. By the time we say that equals to 0, now we can conclude that x plus 3, by the time we factorize out x plus 4, then we're having x plus 4, all equals to 0. Right? So now, moving forward, we can then pick up x plus 3 equals to 0, or x plus 4 equals to 0. Then from here, we know that x equals to minus 3 and x equals to minus 4. So when they say we should find all the values, then it means x is the same thing as minus 3 and minus 4. And that's the answer. X equals to minus 3 and x equals to minus 4. So the question is not as difficult as it seems. And once you look at it clearly or keenly, you're going to see an hint that will lead you to the answer. So now the question for our next class, ahead of the next class, is what I'm going to be writing below. And the question goes thus: 2 raised power 3 minus 1 divided by 4g squared. And that's it. So we have to simplify this, we have to solve for this, and that's all. Thank you and bye-bye.